अस्सलामुअलैकुम। अच्छा, लास्ट वीडियो में मेरा माइक ख़राब था, आई फिक्स दैट नाउ, तो मेरी आवाज़ काफ़ी ऊंची आ रही होगी इस दफ़ा। अच्छा, दिस वीडियो इज़ फॉर टुमारोज़ वाइवा। उसमें जो कोड वाला पार्ट है ना, आई एम गोना बी कवरिंग इट ओवर हियर। एंड बिफोर आई स्टार्ट, इसके लिए दीज आर द टू new libraries you might need to download if you haven't done this before. This one is for listening, like when you speak. This is what enables the code to like listen, and this one is for like speech. आप जो टेक्स्ट कोड के अंदर होता है ना, तो कंप्यूटर जो बोलता है ना, you do that using this. अच्छा, before I start, I'm gonna explain how to plot graphs, क्योंकि the entire thing we're gonna do here is कि we're gonna speak something and it's gonna extract the function from our voice कि हम कौन सा function बोल रहे हैं, sine, cos या tan, and it's gonna plot it ना. तो for that you need to know how to plot a normal like sine wave ना, like from scratch ना. तो इसके लिए for plotting we need this library, matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Plt is just the object now. This is the library name. तो I'm gonna call this nebras for, ताकि लोग confuse ना हो. इससे confuse हो जाएंगे, लेकिन it's to show के these are just objects, you can name them whatever you want. अच्छा, next we need numpy, because numpy is like super important. numpy as np, ठीक है. अब देखो, numpy, without numpy you can't really do anything, क्योंकि numpy.sin, ठीक है, it accesses like the sine function, it also accesses pi, ठीक है, numpy.pi. तो for instance, if I just print numpy.pi, can I not print it? Okay, let me just, अच्छा, numpy नहीं, np, because that's the object, it's not numpy, that's the library name. अच्छा, yep, if I do this it should print pi, ठीक है. Like you access these variables, these functions through the library of numpy, so it's like the middleman to everything. अच्छा, तो now to plot a simple function, right, you need the x values, ठीक है, and the y values. तो and you get the y values from the x values, क्योंकि x is the independent variable ना. तो हमने पहले x axis define करना है ना. To do that we use this super handy function in numpy called linspace. What this does is कि it basically just makes a table ना. For I'm gonna explain it like simply, ठीक है. You give it a start point, ठीक है, and you give it an end point, and then you tell it कि इसके अंदर आपको कितने like divisions चाहिए ना. तो in this case actually रुको, हाँ, 0, हाँ, in this case gonna make like 10 divisions from 0 to 10 ना. तो if I just run this, you'll see कि x के अंदर ना 1 2 3 4 5 6, it just made like 10 divisions, ठीक है. You give it a range, ठीक है, it's gonna make the amount of divisions you want ना. तो if I do 100, तो it's gonna give like 10 divisions from 0 to 100 ना. तो this is how you get like a nice little table of x values. तो what we need is एक किसी भी साइन या कॉस फंक्शन का ना टाइम पीरियड होता है 2 पाई. तो what we need are values from 0 to 2 pi, and like the more values we have, like जितना बड़ा ये टेबल होगा, जितनी ज़्यादा रोज होंगी ना, the smoother our curve is going to be, ठीक है. तो we're gonna start from 0 and we need to end on 2 pi ना. तो इसका रेंज होगा 0 से लेके 2. अब to write pi you can't really write pi directly, क्योंकि Python doesn't know what pi is. तो you have to write np, the object we declared, dot pi, जैसा मैंने अभी ऊपर pi की वैल्यू बनाई थी, ठीक है, np.pi, comma 2000, like that's just a good 5000 भी हो सकता है, it's your choice. 2000 is like it's smooth enough. तो उसके बाद we need to get the y values. So y is equal to sine. If you do this, right, sine, it doesn't know what sine is, it's not gonna work, it's just text, right? देखो text लिखा हुआ है, it's not gonna work. तो you need to write np.sin, ठीक है, and then give it x. So what this is going to do is this is going to turn each and every value of the x table we defined to its corresponding sine x value for the y-axis. Now all we need to do is write like plt, sorry, either plt is a nebras.plot, because nebras is the object, and we're gonna give it x comma y, okay? And this is going to give us a nice little plot of the sine curve. रुको ये पुराने मेरे graphs हैं, I was practicing. Yep, this is it, okay? Now you can do a bunch of stuff, like you can nebras.title graph. You can add x and y labels, like nebras dot x label as something, okay? You get the point. It's there's a lot of customization options with this. Like in just to plot a basic function, this is all you need. I was gonna say graph and something. You can also add a y label. That's it, basically. That's how you plot a graph. So now that we have the graph plotting out of the way, we can like get into the speech recognition stuff. So for that we're gonna need to create an object, and it's gonna be from the class speech recognition as sr, okay? That's the standard. Now we need to declare it, and because we're listening in, so I'm just gonna call the object jasoos, okay? Because he's listening in, spooky, sneaky, you know. Acha, jasoos equal sr.Recognizer with a capital R. Okay, this is the object which is going to listen in. इसके बाद we need to give it a source, so we're gonna write with sr.Microphone. This is referencing to the microphone which I am using right now to speak. Like ये जो system है ना, इसका microphone इसको reference कर रहा है ना, ठीक है? तो इसके बाद ना, because we have a source now as well, this is the microphone, ठीक है? तो now we need to like give it like now we need to declare the audio, ठीक है? Audio is equal to jasoos.listen. Now the jasoos is listening, and it's gonna listen to the source. Just to make it a bit simpler, I'm gonna print listen. Okay, now it's gonna print listen when we're listening, you know. And just to show variable x folder on कर रहा हूँ, these are the previous x and y values. So let me just hello. Acha, now you can see कि jasoos है, source and audio है. And if you look at audio, right, it's just like audio data object of a speech recognition model, because this is like literally the waves you see paint. This is जो भी audio हमें मिला ना, it's like this, you know. Oh, where is it? It's too small. It's like ठीक है? So we need to convert it to text. So for that, text is equal to jasoos.recognize underscore Google, I think, and you give it audio, I think. Now if I run it, hello shawarma, it only got the hello part to go. I wanted to say shawarma, hello shawarma, come on, let's go, we got the shawarma. Acha, so as you can see, it's now converting the waveform, you know, into text. So now we have the text. Acha, so the next step is लेट मी जस्ट एक्सप्लेन ना कि हम अगर कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं ना, हम जस्ट कैन स्टोर दैट एज अ सेंटेंस ना. देखो, तो व्हाट वी वांट इज फॉर इट टू एक्सट्रैक्ट whenever we mention sine, cos, cosine. Cos नहीं करना because it's gonna confuse it. Say cosine or tan. ठीक है, we need it to extract these things, right? So for that there's this like function in Python which is called split. So it's gonna make a list. I'll show you. Sentence is equal to text dot split, and what this basically does is it takes the string which is text and it just breaks it down into its words, right? Like separate words. तो हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम, क्या हाल है, मेरा हाल ठीक है, ब्ला 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 ब्ला. अच्छा, अब इफ़ यू सी दिस इज अ टेक्स्ट, राइट? हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम, क्या हाल है, ठीक है. एंड लुक एट दिस, इट्स अ लिस्ट. ईच वर्ड इज़ नाउ सेपरेट. Now what this enables us to do is now we can just use a loop and a simple if statement within that loop which compares each of these elements to sine, cos or tan, and if it finds like sine over here, right, it's gonna plot the sine wave. If it finds cos in here, it's gonna plot the cos wave. It's super simple. So acha, for that when we're working with microphones, right, we need to use try because oftentimes you end up with a lot of errors and it's just good practice. जहाँ पे भी मैंने source code देखा है, जहाँ से भी जिस AI को भी use करके मैंने किया, every single one of them recommended that you use try, and I tried to like ignore that. I think I have a code where I didn't use this. This is just another code, लेकिन एक था जिसमें मैंने नहीं किया था ना, and I got a lot of errors. I think this is the one जिसमें मैंने I tried to bypass the try and with function because it was just something extra. I didn't want to do it, लेकिन errors आ रहे थे. तो you need to do this, ठीक है? Just remember it for now, ठीक है? What this does is it listens for audio and then it tries, right? So if the thing is, once you do this, right, try, and you can add errors over here, except, ठीक है? And you can just give the error name over here and it's gonna execute another block of code depending upon the error, ठीक है? sr dot unknown value error, which basically means that it doesn't understand what we just said, ठीक है? तो I'll just for now ignore this, ठीक है? For now ignore this. अच्छा, sentence is being split, so now we can just अच्छा, उससे पहले we still need the x values for the plotting. X is equal to np.linspace line. अच्छा, lin, it's lin. It happened to me a lot of times कि I was writing line and it wasn't working. It's linspace, ठीक है? You just give it 2 multiplied by np.pi because that's how many values we need, that's the range we need, and just give it 2000, so it makes 2000 values. Achha, now we have a list called sentence, right? And now we can apply a loop for word in sentence, okay? We can just make an write an if statement over here, and it's gonna be comparing word.lower. It's good practice to use lower in case any one of these, well, it doesn't really happen because the audio source always, जहाँ तक मैंने देखा है, it's always in lowercase, लेकिन just to be safe, it's good practice to convert it to lower whenever you're working with words, ताकि it's standardized, कोई issue ना है if it capitalizes anywhere, ठीक है? We're gonna write sine, ठीक है? The reason I'm not writing sine like this is because इसको बोलने के लिए ना sin बोलना पड़ता है, तो you'll be like plot the sin wave. That's not what people say. People say plot the sine wave. तो sine is like this. पहले मैं इसी पे काफ़ी देर फंसा रहा था. अच्छा, if it's sine, right, it's gonna y is going to be equal to np dot sin x, and we're just gonna print a little message here, print plotting sine wave. Okay. Now you just need to copy this, change it to elif, now change this to cosine, and just change this to cos, and change this to cos as well. And the request and expect where is it, यहाँ पे, and where else, in front of the f. ये colons नहीं बोलना, it causes problems. यहाँ पे indentation क्या कह रहा है, next side, invalid syntax, wait, if word.lower, now we just need to do tan, just copy and paste it, and we're just gonna write nebras.plot x, y. And now we're gonna add the except ones, except sr.UnknownValueError. Okay, you can just click this, लेकिन make sure you remove the brackets afterwards, because that's gonna be calling an object, और हम object नहीं बनाने, we're referencing the error. तो यहाँ पे we're gonna write print did not understand. ठीक है, so it needs to be inside this, right? यहाँ पे it was looking for this, and there's also another error which is called request timeout. इसको भी mention कर दो, request error, this one, and just remove the parentheses, and just right here disconnected, because this happens when it cannot access this module recognize.google. It's an open source API which converts everything to text. So अगर ये access नहीं हो रहा, it's gonna pop a request error, and once that happens you can just write oh disconnected instead of it being a mess over here. So let's see if this works. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let me open plots, let me clear this up. Plot the sine wave. Oh no, ये क्या हुआ? Why is not defined? अच्छा, it didn't understand मेरे को. Let me try again. Plot the sine wave. Oh my god, again plot. Okay, रुको. plot the sine wave. Sine नहीं, sine. Plot the sine wave. Sine wave. Sine. Yes, we got it. We got the sine wave. Let's go. Acha. So sometimes it's like. Acha, let me just add something else. Because it's getting an error over here. Now we need to it's better if we plot inside the if statements, because we only want a plot if it understands के हमने बोला क्या, meaning if it finds sine, cos or tan inside of our sentence. So I'm just gonna put the plot thing over here, and I'm just gonna add an else statement. Over here it says कि I did not find any else print no function detected in speech. ठीक है. This is not matching an indentation level. There we go. अच्छा, now it shouldn't pop an error message. अच्छा, plot the sine wave. अच्छा, I don't know इसने इतनी दफ़ा क्यों किया, लेकिन again we got a plot. ठीक है, plot the cosine wave. It didn't work. अच्छा, okay, नहीं, this is wrong, क्योंकि it's comparing for every single word, like it's going word by word, right? That is not what we want. I'm just gonna remove this. इसको छोड़ो. अच्छा, plot the cosine wave. रुको, इसने क्या सुना? Plot the cosine wave. Plot the cosine wave. Plot the cos नहीं, cosine. Yes, we got the cosine wave. Let's go. Acha, now we're gonna try the tan wave. Tan. Let's go. लेकिन अच्छा, the thing is कि now it's gonna, नहीं, it worked. We got it. नहीं, tan wave किधर है? It didn't. अच्छा नहीं, I didn't do this. यहाँ पे tan है. Oh. Tan. Okay. Now it should work. Plot the tan wave. There it is. We got the tan wave. Acha. Let me just try sine again. Plot the sine wave. Acha. Let me try something, क्योंकि मैं loop कर रहा हूँ ना, and it's comparing every single word in it. So if there's a sentence which has all three of the functions, it should theoretically plot all three of them. So sine, cos, tan. We got tan. क्या यार, इसने दूसरे वाला कर दिया है. चलो, it should work. It's working guys. That's it. I hope I explained it well now, the whole plotting thing. I tried to make the code speak as well, lekin I think there's something wrong with the libraries I have, so that's not working. If I figure it out, I'll upload the video with this code. I'll like add it to this code as soon as I figure it out. For now, this is it, and this is like question 1 of tomorrow's Viva. Good luck. Inshallah sabka acha hoga. Inshallah. Okay, thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.